All right, hey guys, we have the 2020 Maserati Quattroporte GTS GranSport today for you in this live Q&A. That's a helicopter. It decided to fly right around us right as we started the video. So let's get a couple things out of the way first. I do have a walk around for this car that is live now. Went live at 6 a.m. this morning, and then I will have a POV drive during the day and a POV night drive that will come up on the channel. POV day drive is tomorrow, and then the night drive will come on sometime after. So definitely check those out if you want to learn more about this car right here. And thank you for all of you who have subscribed recently. I really appreciate it. And of course, the subscribers who have been around for a long time, I appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, join in the fun. Click the subscribe link, and we'd really appreciate that. So we've got Christina, of course, operating the camera, my wife.
Hello.
And I'm going to get into some questions. So let's start them off.
Well, first you have Nathan Tarbox and Andrew Parker GB saying hi and hey dude.
All right. Hey guys.
So they're
Welcome
on.
aboard. Thanks for joining in.
Yeah. First question is, do you feel Maserati has done enough inside to be considered more premium than an Alfa Romeo? That's from Blake.
Blake. All right. Good question, Blake. Do I think that Maserati has done enough to make it kind of distinguished, more premium than an Alfa Romeo? Yes. There are a couple caveats. There are some Fiat Chrysler part sharing things done in the Maserati that I would love to see go away, but then again, people could argue that because they're Fiat Chrysler parts, then finding them later down the road when you have to do maintenance for those second, third owners of this car will be easier. But I would love to see those completely bespoke Maserati, and that would really elevate it for me. But the design is distinctly Maserati. You're not going to see these design elements on an Alfa Romeo. And then when you come in the interior, you really are in a different cabin experience. The quality of the leathers and the what is it? Monogramming? Not monogramming. The
Quilting?
what?
Stitching?
No, not the quilting. It's the impression, the impression of the Maserati badge on the seats and all that. It's very distinctive Maserati. And I mean, even just look at this logo up here on the hood. Come on up close. This is just, it's all class right here. I love the design of the Maserati crest, and this emblem is just, that's worth money right there. And this one has a bunch of carbon fiber bits on it that distinguish it from, you know, what you might get from an Alfa Romeo. Of course, the Quattroporte is got its own carbon fiber bits, but to sum it up, I think that yes, this is distinctly Maserati and distinctly premium. And when we get into the cabin in a little bit, you'll see more of those premium touches. So, good question, Blake. What do we got next?
Do you think Maserati's decision to go all electric is a good one? From Be Real Swanee.
Okay, Be Real Swanee. The all electric decision. Oh, man. So torn on this one. So, from a business standpoint, Maserati is doing not so great financially, and they're looking for a way to distinguish themselves even further. This can actually tie even into that Maserati v Alfa Romeo question last that we had. It's looking for a way to distinguish itself even further. The distinguishing point about a Maserati thus far has been that it's the cheapest way you get a Ferrari engine. This engine is built right in the Maranello facility in Italy, shared on the same assembly line with Ferrari vehicles, so you're getting a Ferrari engine here in a much less expensive car. Not much less expensive, this car is $141,000, but significantly less than a Ferrari. So that has been the distinctive trait thus far, but them going all electric, it's, you know, the history of Maserati is a racing history and certainly a naturally aspirated history, and them going all electric for me is a little bit, it hurts a little bit, and then you're going to have to look to Alfa Romeo to kind of fulfill that, and even they will have electric cars at some point. But I don't think it's the right decision. I can't even remember the question at this point, whether it was...
That you hit it.
Yeah, okay. Whether it's the right decision? No, I don't necessarily think it's the right decision. And it's going to be a bummer as an enthusiast when they completely go that route, but it will make them distinct from the other Fiat Chrysler brands.
Okay, and just a reminder, we are answering questions from Instagram first.
Yes, good call. Yes, so Instagram and YouTube's community, if you submit those questions early, then I answer those questions first. So if you want to follow me, it's just at MilesPerHr, just like the channel name. So follow me on there, and then when I put in a Q&A thing in my story, go ahead and submit your questions and I get to those first. The other way we answer your questions first is if you make a contribution. We really appreciate that, and we will definitely prioritize your questions during the super chat.
Okay, can it drift from Joby Myers?
Joby Myers, can it drift? Yes. It's got 523 horsepower and it's rear wheel drive in this variation. You can get it in all wheel drive, but yes, it can drift. Turn off that electronic stability control. Slide. It's fun. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. Just yeah, just assuming.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Better looking brake calipers, this or the Aston Martin and its orangeness, from Rob Scotch 808.
Yeah, the brake calipers. As if you saw my live Q&A with the Aston Martin Vanquish, sorry, wow, that was throwback. Aston Martin,
Superleggera.
yeah, Superleggera, thank you, Volante. Then you saw that one of my biggest irks was the fact that the car was a $10,000 coat of orange, but the brake calipers, which you also had to pay for, were a different shade of orange. So I didn't love those as much. I'm definitely going to say these brake calipers, and not just because they're a nice contrast, but because they're actually gorgeous.
They match your shirt.
They do. Look at that. Wow. Good call, Christina. I was wondering how to even describe that color, but there's a shirt, and they kind of match.
Except it's a little more metallic.
Yeah. No, this has got a really nice metallic flake to it, and the Maserati written out on the brake calipers, but they pop to me, especially when these like gunmetal gray wheels, which are gorgeous, by the way. I love these wheels. Intricate. They really draw the eye. They pull you in. I love these wheels. But yes, going back to the brake calipers, I'm going to say these are better than those Superleggera Volante brake calipers in orange. One thing I've never been a fan of is these 3 ports here. Maybe it's because you can go pick up some of these at AutoZone and mimic it, but clearly they're trying to mimic the Maserati thing, but I've just never liked the design distinction. Okay, that was a rant.
Crossplane V8, correct? From Park It in the Lines. Oh, I like his name.
Yes, it is a crossplane V8, 90-degree V8. It is not a flat plane crank V8 like you would see on, for example, the GT350 now, more commonly seen in other exotic vehicles. This, as I mentioned, this 3.8 liter twin turbo V8, I didn't share that part. This is shared with Ferrari in their assembly line, so you see it in some other Ferrari models, but it's distinct in that it is a 90-degree V8, so cross-plane crank.
Okay, curb weight, and does it feel lighter or heavier when you're driving? From Rivera Luis 797.
Rivera Luis, curb weight, it's 4,100 pounds, I believe, and that's a good question, whether it drives heavier or lighter. I would say neither. I think it drives pretty much directly its quoted weight. It doesn't feel heavy, but it also doesn't feel like a 3,000 pound sports car. There is some heft to it as you're going through the corners, but they did a great job with the suspension tuning. It's very engaging to drive. And I really like how they set this car up to be a little edgier. It's not your like super cushy luxury mobile. It's a little firmer, but it manages that 4,100 pounds really well.
Okay. What do the turn signals sound like? From Donnie.
Great question, Donnie. Let's find out. So without further ado, I'm going to fire it up, and then we'll hear the... Well, should I do turn signals first? Yeah, I'll do turn signals first. Well, you got to come close.
Oh, well, I thought you were firing it up.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to do this first. It doesn't detect the key fob. Here's the key fob. Does not even want to turn them on unless I actually start up the car. Maybe it's auxiliary 2. Doesn't want to do the turn signals until I start it up. Okay, so go to the back, we'll start it up, we'll rev it, and then we'll get into the turn signals. Sounds so good. I love the noise. I especially.
You owe me for sitting behind there.
I know.
Because I actually got like liquid
Oh,
spit
That's gross. It's spit that's called, yeah, unburned fuel. So I'm sorry. Yeah, it sounds so good. But I also love when I rev it with the door open because inside the cabin it actually isn't that vocal. It's not as much of a character. That was actually one little knock I have against the car. When you're driving it, you don't really necessarily feel like, yes, this is good Ferrari music. But then again, the latest Ferrari engines, twin turbo, haven't sounded all that awesome. Not like the naturally aspirated cars or engines that preceded them. But yes, okay, so that was the exhaust. Sorry, no one asked about this. I just wanted to show it. Do we have another?
Turn signal.
Oh, turn signal. Okay, so you gotta, no, you're not, you can see what
I
they look
know,
like, but then you want to hear them. Okay.
I'm gonna see it first.
Okay, see it first. Okay, it's a turn signal.
Wow,
Yeah.
exciting.
Okay, but you have to go in the car. I've turned on the left turn signal, and now you're gonna hear what the turn signal sounds like. Not too obnoxious. Okay, no turn signal. Turn signal. I hope you can hear that over the idle noise. Here, you sit in the car. I'm going to close the door so you can actually hear the turn signal. All right. Enough turn signal noise. Donnie, I hope that satisfied your interest. What do we got next?
Let's see. At what speed does it top out from Alley 1.7?
191 miles an hour. It's a lot. It is a lot. Yeah, and that would be pretty entertaining on like the German Autobahn, for example. I wish I had access to the German Autobahn, but here in the US we do not have anything that comes close to that, so I will never be able to test that top speed, but it can do 191 miles an hour. That's awesome. And what was the other question?
That was it.
Oh no, it's like what is the top out and what was there? Was there like a second?
At what speed does it top out?
Okay, who asked that?
Alley 1.7.
Ali 1.7. Thank you for the question. Ali, probably.
Ali, sorry. 4 questions from Doug Carlson.
All right, Doug's got me
number
4.
1. Can you put a ski rack on it?
That's a good question. It does have the rails up here, so I would imagine you can see these up here. I would imagine you could remove these and then swap them out for a piece that you could clip on your crossbars. So you could put a ski rack on it, Doug, and you would want to get the all-wheel drive version. I have a feeling that's something you'd want.
Well, that was his next question.
Next
Which
question.
ones have all-wheel drive?
Which ones have all-wheel drive? I forgot the actual name of the all-wheel drive. You can get the GTS in all-wheel drive. It's like the GTS something. I forgot the name for it, but you can get it in all-wheel drive. He has two more parts to this big question here.
Yeah. Number 3, does my mug fit?
Does your mug fit? Oh, Doug, I am so sorry. I forgot my large water bottle.
I have mine in there.
You do?
Yep.
Perfect.
email sheet.
All right, well, let's go see. Here, pop around. Do you notice the carbon fiber door handles? That's a nice touch.
I don't think I should.
Okay, well, we'll see them again. Let's see. Can a large water bottle, the same size as my large water bottle, fit in the cup holder? Oh, that's a no. That's a big no. Can we fit? And if it's a mug, then it's certainly going to have to go in there. If your mug is skinnier than this, I'm imagining it would, because that's a pretty good size cup holder. But if your mug has a seal, it can go in the glove box. There are also some cup holders here. This is really funny. Oh, found a granola bar. That's fun. This is pretty funny because you can get these spec to be ashtrays. How Italian is that? These could be ashtrays, but can you see with that light glare?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so these little cup holders here, they could be ashtrays. Also, big question of mine, what does this on-off switch do? There's an on-off switch in here, and I don't understand it at all. I don't know what it does. I haven't noticed any.
Does it
Wait,
heat them?
wait. I feel a little bit of air coming from here. Okay, so it probably cools these cup holders. Look at that. All right, so we just, you have discovered this with us, and no one asked this question, but yes, Doug, I think your mug could fit if it's a little smaller than this. If you've got a large water bottle, good luck. It's going to fit in the center console. It's not going to fit in the doors. Not a chance. Glove box. It's a pretty good sized glove box. Let's see if it fits in there. Oh, we got our mask, of course, for social distancing. Okay, that's not really going to work. All right, so no glove box. You only can put it in the center console. But look how nice this leather is. Look at this red leather, and it's everywhere. This also has the carbon fiber twill trim. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful, and it covers the center console and up here on the dashboard. You've got your thing gave up. You've got your Maserati clock with GTS. They didn't even cop out. It's not just a regular Maserati clock. You've got the GTS up there on the dashboard. Radical. Love also the navy blue gauges. You probably saw them when Christina showed the turn signals. Also the air. Sorry, the air is venting a lot. It's pretty warm today. But these navy blue dials are beautiful. If you're going to go analog for your dials, go navy blue.
What is up with this?
I don't know.
Sorry.
The gimbal is really giving up. Well, you've got it all turned around.
Sorry, guys.
It's okay. It's okay. No one blames you. No one blames you.
I'm so messed up.
Okay, well,
So messed
oh man, it's always something. Always some technical difficulty with us.
Okay.
Just try to control it with the controller.
It doesn't work.
All right, well, she's gonna hold it. So what's our next question? Oh, well, I mean, while we're in here, let's just, I mean, I already showed the leather. We do not have a panoramic sunroof. Doesn't exist. Christina's laughing because she's failing so hard with the gimbal here. It does have an Alcantara wrap on the headliner here, which is very nice. One big knock in straight pipe style is that you cannot slide. Can't slide the sun visor. Kills me. But it is wrapped in Alcantara, and this is a stitched leather grab handle. Dig that. Perforation on the steering wheel. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. No one's asking this question. I'm just showing you. And it does have the Uconnect system that all Fiat Chrysler vehicles have, and it's really very good. It's pretty fast, really easy to use. Yeah, so that's that. I've got some drive modes here. Well, okay, we've got more questions. Sorry, we've got more questions, and the gimbal's just given up. What other questions do we have, Christina? Oh yeah, you need. I'll do it. Good thing I know your password, right? Okay, top speed, we figured that out.
His fourth question.
Oh, his fourth question.
Doug's fourth question.
Is there enough clearance for speed bumps and common slopes? Think parking garages and driveways. Yes, definitely. It is not so low that you're going to scrape on everything. I've tested that. You may want to, do a little bit of an angle, especially when you have the carbon fiber front splitter there, but you should not be scraping on things like that. And the last question was from me. What does the key look like? Like this. Not just what does it look like, because it looks fantastic, but it's very heavy. This is like such a solid, this is a weapon. If you end up in a random fight, you clench your fist around this and sorry, but yeah, this is a serious piece of machinery. Whereas, I was so kind of disappointed in the Aston Martin's key. Car is more expensive than this, and it just felt so cheap. This feels like a solid hunk of metal. And it does, I believe, have I think the actual physical key can come out from here. I'm failing. It can come out from here. The physical key part can come out from there, but you do have remote start on your key fob. But I just wanted to show it. It's just a really nice key fob, and it's very heavy duty. And it takes great photos, as you'll see if you follow me on Instagram, which you should do, which we already plugged. We're plugging it again.
I'm really struggling with
Okay,
this thing.
Christina.
I'm going to look at the comments on YouTube.
Okay.
If I can do this.
All right, let's hop out of the car so people can get more better view of the car.
I genuinely apologize about what you're going to see right now.
What you're not going to see, you see a lot of the sky. Oh, there's the car. Look at that. I guess I need to spring for the counterweights for the gimbal or something. It's all turned around. Okay, well, can you get to the comments?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Nice.
Okay, Gaming Master X, he says, hey, remember me? GG Gamer. Yes.
Yes, I
love
do
it.
remember you. Thank you for
Quick question.
tuning back in. Yeah.
How much horsepower does this have? You did answer that, but you should.
Yes, 523 horsepower, and I'll show the engine now. It's a Ferrari engine, I gotta show it. If I can finally release. There it is. Okay. 523 horsepower, 524 pound-feet of torque, with plenty of power, and it's a 3.8 liter twin-turbo V8. It's connected to an 8-speed automatic gearbox. And your choice of rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. This one is the rear-wheel drive model, which is why Blake asked they make a drift. It's a pretty engine. It's a pretty engine to show. Although there's a lot of plastic. I wish there was like a little bit of carbon fiber like somewhere in here. Or you could see more of the engine. You can just see a V8 badge. Cooling for your twin turbos.
Okay. You have a comment in Spanish, and I do speak Spanish, but I actually don't know what this says, so I'm not.
Awesome.
Okay, sorry.
My Spanish speaking wife can't understand. Can't.
Nathan Tarbox 100% agrees with you.
Awesome. Thank
Okay.
you for agreeing.
Oh, Gaming Master X. Do you think this is better than the Audi S8?
Do I think it's better than the Audi S8? Oh, that's a tough question. I like Audis, I really do. And the new S8 is pretty awesome. From a tech standpoint, sorry, it's technical difficulties.
I think it might figure itself out now.
You think? You think it's gonna get it? No.
No.
We thought so. It wasn't gonna work
Okay.
out.
Better than the S8.
The new S8 has a lot of great tech, and it's very comfortable, and it looks authoritative. It's gonna probably have better resale value than this, but for sheer excitement, you can't beat this. This is just better than the S8 in terms of like getting excited about the car you're going out to drive every day. I would choose this, but the S8's great, so you know you can't go wrong with either.
Can I just take it off?
Yeah, you can take it off, Kimball.
Okay. I'm done with this.
Done with the gimbal. Okay.
Okay.
I'll just hold this. What other questions we got?
Okay. How do you feel? Oh, Nathan Tarbox is going to miss the screaming exhaust when they change to
All electric, yeah,
And
understandably.
then he's asking, how do you feel about the design of the new Bentayga? I like it, but a lot of people think it's overstyled.
So I've seen the Bentayga, and I saw it at its introduction in like Beverly Hills, and it didn't wow me. Sorry, I'm just playing with this. I have a problem here. Well, I have my wife shoot for me, so she can just tell me when I'm messing around. It didn't wow me. It didn't blow me away. It didn't feel certainly like the price that they're asking for it. And you know, after I just spent a bunch of time in the 2021 Mercedes-AMG GLS 63, which you haven't seen the review, go check that out. That feels like what a big luxury SUV should feel like. So comfortable, so powerful, so much authority. So the Bentayga, the style of it doesn't really wow me. It doesn't feel Bentley. Not like new Continental, for example, which definitely feels Bentley. Yeah? Okay.
Okay, from Mohammed.
Mohammed?
Does it have soft closing doors?
It does have soft closing doors. You want to watch? Let's do the rear doors. So soft closing doors, for those of you who don't know, are a system where you shouldn't have to slam the door. You can kind of, even if you get it like really poorly done. Here's how you close the door. Say you only just barely get it. Maybe that was not enough. That was not enough. You got to do a little more than this. Failing hard on camera. Here we go. Okay, so I didn't close the door properly, but then it closes itself tightly, and therefore you shouldn't have to get out and just slam the door, because that wouldn't be proper. That wouldn't be luxurious. You should just be able to.
I don't know. That didn't look
Oh
pretty
no, I didn't get it.
luxurious.
I just got it.
Okay.
Now, a couple times. So thank you.
Okay,
It does have
got it.
soft close doors. I showed you how they work poorly, but you can see it. Any other questions?
Yes.
Okay.
Gaming Master X prefers the Range Rover.
To the GLS.
I think it was the S8. I'm not sure.
Well, no, Range Rover would have been competing with GLS and the
Yes.
Bentayga. Yes, I prefer the Range Rover to the Bentayga. Do you want to get better light? Because it's probably all shadow right now. No? Yeah? All shadow. Okay, further questions? If not, I'm going to drive it a little bit and then we're going to wrap up.
No, thanks, Gaming Master. He likes my hat. Oh, and the Audi S8 does 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds.
Nice.
He also offered that. Okay.
Good to know. It's fast. Faster than this.
Oh,
This
we
does
have
0
one
to
more.
60 in 4.2 seconds.
From Nathan, what
Okay.
do you think of the new G63? The thing just pulls.
Oh yeah, no, the G63 is awesome. It's so much better than the last generation while keeping all of the G-Class cool, the boxiness. But then I drove the GLS and I'm like, for the same money, it's so much more comfortable. Yes, it's not the, like, a G-Class is just driving cool. So if you're all about the style, you'll go for the G-Class. If you want more comfort, you go for the GLS. No one asked that question. I just thought I would offer it. Okay, let's hop in the car. We'll do a little drive and then we'll. That's a solid 0 for 2 on the gimbal use. Just fail hard there. Okay, let's drive. This is cool. I don't know if you can see the seat belts, but she's putting on her seatbelt appropriately. I'm holding the mic now. Hello, Mike. Okay, so there's leather wrapping around the seatbelt. How neat is that? You want luxury. Doesn't get much better. Okay. Gonna drive now. Buckle it up. Putting it in drive, and there are 3 drive modes. There's ICE, which is increased efficiency. I can't remember the E. Increased efficiency, increased control and efficiency, rather. Then you've got your normal mode. If you just hit ICE again, if you already turned it on, you're just in normal. And then you've got sports. Then you have an additional button here to just stiffen up the dampers if you like having a rougher ride. I wouldn't do that, so I typically just go sport mode and leave the dampers in their softer setting. Looks like we might get this green light here, which would be good. Or let's just go right. So we are in sport mode. Whee! Yeah, so it's fast. It's very, very fast. But as you could hear, or rather not hear, the exhaust note isn't, it's not really provocative. Not like I would expect it to be, not with a Ferrari V8. But then again, like I said, people have been knocking the latest Ferrari engine, so you're just pulling that distilled Ferrari engine and putting it under the hood of the Quattroporte. But performance-wise, it delivers. It certainly delivers. And it feels faster than the quoted 0 to 60 time of 4.2 seconds. It feels S8 fast for sure. But you don't have all-wheel drive in this one. If you had all-wheel drive, it'd probably be even quicker to 60. But you can get it. Again, can't remember the name of the all-wheel drive version, but you can get it in all-wheel drive.
Uh-oh.
What?
Someone's saying the camera ended up in the trunk. Are you good back?
Yeah, we're good. We're just not good with the camera. Okay, nice big carbon fiber paddles here. The shifts are super quick from the 8-speed. Oh, very, very nice. Very nice. Get some of that AC going.
Yeah.
I'm broiling. Oh, yeah. It pulls hard. So hard. Wonderful driving vehicle. And yeah, I mean, Christina, you correct me if I'm wrong, but it doesn't feel, ooh, there's a Levante. It doesn't feel too stiff. It's not the plushest ride out there, but it doesn't feel super stiff.
I don't mind it.
She doesn't mind it, folks.
Nathan is asking, is it a dual clutch?
That's a great question. I think it's a dual clutch, but then again, there aren't a ton of dual clutch 8-speeds. It might be just a regular automatic. Now this has got to be dual clutch. They wouldn't put a regular automatic in this. I don't know. Sorry, my answer is I'm not sure if it is a dual clutch or if it is a single clutch automatic.
And then Gaming Master X is saying the all-wheel drive name is GranLusso.
GranLusso, thank you. So the GranSport is the rear-wheel drive. The GranLusso is the all-wheel drive. There you go, Doug. You were asking about that. It is fun.
From Gaming Master X again, is it a ZF 8-speed?
If it is an automatic, it's probably a ZF 8-speed. Just because ZF makes the best automatic transmissions, and they find their way into BMW vehicles. And even though this has nothing to do with the BMW, just that's kind of the caliber of the vehicles that get the ZF 8-speeds. So if it is an automatic, it's probably a ZF unit.
All right.
Sorry, I'm not really doing anything, I'm just pulling. Okay, so we'll wrap the video there. I hope I answered all your questions for the Maserati Quattroporte GTS GranSport, not GranLusso. And if you have other questions, go ahead and ask those in the comments, and I will get to them. Again, follow me on Instagram at MilesPerHr, and I'll answer your questions first. And subscribe, please subscribe. I would love that, so we can engage together in fun. All right, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.
Bye.
Christina says bye.
They can hear me.
Okay.